Alright, well hello, I'm Jog, and welcome to this bonus episode of Fire Emblem Three Houses. Last time, in the previous episode that accompanied this one, we found out that we now have the ability to start recruiting students from other classes into our own. However, each student is going to have requirements that they want for us to be able to actually recruit them. And, well, starting off, Edelgard, being the head of her house, is someone that we cannot recruit. So, yeah, unfortunately we can't do anything for her. But if we move along, Hubert is kind of in the same situation. He cannot be recruited at all, ever. Unless you're with the Black Eagles, you'll never be able to have him on your party. Now, Ferdinand is actually our first student here that actually can join us. What he requires if you want to actually have him into your party is dexterity and heavy armor. Now, how this goes for all of them is that there is your base rate being with them, but there is a way to decrease that rate or requirements that you need to have them be recruited. How that works is based around your support with the character. So you can have no support at all, a C rank support, C+, B, B+, or an A rank support. So for Ferdinand, if you have no support with him at all, you need to have a 10 in dexterity and a C in heavy armor. If you have a C in support, you'll need 8 in dex and still a C in heavy armor. A C+ is a 6 in dex with a D+ in heavy armor. A B is a 4 in dex, D+ heavy armor. B+ is 2 and E+. And if you get them to an A, and this goes for everybody, if you get someone with an A support, they will join you no matter what. It doesn't matter if you have nothing in dexterity and nothing in heavy armor for Ferdinand, he will join you. Now for Lindhart. Lindhart wants magic and reason. So 10 magic and C in reason, or 8 in C, 6 in D+, 4 in D+, 2 or E+, or just, again, A for what he needs. And I think we're just going to be moving ahead like this, because I'm assuming you should be able to figure out what I mean based around these two. Caspar is somebody who wants you to have both strength and brawling skills. So a 10 in C, 8 C, 6 in D+, 4 D+, 2 E+, and then A for whatever. Now, these guys are all the same, starting off with 10 and a C and going down, but not everyone is going to be the exact same way. For example, Bernadetta wants you to have, at start with no support, a 20 in strength and have a C in bows. Compared to, if you get to a C, it will be 16 in strength and a C in bows, 12 in D+, 8 in D, 4 in E+, or she'll just join. So, yes. This is where thinking about who you want and what value you think a person can add to your team will come in handy. Do you really want Bernadetta? Okay, great. Either join the Black Eagles, or work your way to get into bow and a ton of strength, or, more likely, try to befriend her by doing whatever you can to increase friendship with her, such as eating meals, doing choir practice, and the like. Dorothea wants you to have a 25 in charm, and a B in authority. That drops down to 20 and C+, 15 and C, 10 and D+, 5 and D, or just be recruited. Last off of the Black Eagles is Petra. She is someone that wants the teacher to have a 10 in dexterity or a C in writing. Bump that down to 8 in C, 6 in D+, 4 in D+, or 4 D+, 2 E+, or just becoming great friends with her. Petra, the only issue would probably be having to go into horse riding skills, but yeah. You can see, like, some people are a little bit hard to get, and other ones maybe not so bad, if you're willing to put some effort into other skills. Although, horse riding skills might be a little bit more difficult for us, simply because we don't have the ability to go on horseback units right now, and the only way we're gonna get that would be by doing seminars by other teachers or staff. Alright, moving over to the Blue Lions. Dimitri, just like Edelgard, is someone that cannot join us because they are the house leader. The Do is just like Hubert? Yeah, Hubert from the Black Lions, someone that cannot actually join us because they are essentially the right-hand man of the class leader. So our first option is Felix. He wants speed and swordsmanship. So starting off with a 15 in speed and a B+ in swords, going down to 12 in B, 9 in C+, 6 in C, 3 in D+, or just being an A rank and getting him. I would say that's honestly not too bad. I would say speed is the only issue, but as long as you make your main character a swordsman, it's just going to be getting up that speed. So maybe getting some friendship with him would help out, but yeah. Issue being is that he's a guy that seems to be into swords and bows, and you really need another swordsman into your group. Ash, he likes charm and lances. So a 15 in charm, a C in lances, a 12 in C, a 9 in a D+, a 6 in a D+, a 3 in an E+, or just getting him with an A. Sylvain is actually a very unique case for this one. But before I talk about that, if you want to recruit him, you need to have a 25 in charm or a C in reason, dropping down to 20 in C, 15 in D+, 10 in D+, 5 in E+. Or you get an A rank support with him. Or, if you start off in another class because they don't want to be in the Blue Lions, if you start off as a female main character, he will ask to join your class at the very start of... I think it'll start it would be the first of this month? This month. So after the mock battle. So if you really want him, then, yeah, just play the female main character. That's the main thing that I was talking about before, about, like, the main benefit of having a female main character compared to a male main character. Mercedes! She is someone that actually wants to have both magic and bows. Alright, I would think magic in either reasoning or magic in face, but she wants a 15 in magic and a C in bows, down to a 12 in C, a 9 in a D+, a 6 in a D+, a 3 in an E+, or whatever. Annette! Kinda goes with what I was saying. She wants both magic and faith, starting off with a 10 in magic and a B in faith, an 8 in a C+, a 6 in a C, a 4 in a D+, a 2 in a D, or any. Ingrid! Interesting choice. She wants dexterity and flying. A 15 in dex with a D+ in flying, a 12 in a D, a 9 in a D, a 6 in an E+, a 3 in an E+, or any. I'm not so sure how you're supposed to get flying too easily. Again, it's kind of like horseback riding. The only way I think you're going to get that one is you either have to get a class that actually does horseback flying, or you need to be talking to a teacher. So, yeah, that seems a little bit annoying to get. Alright, so for the Golden Deer, we got Claude, who unfortunately cannot join us because, again, he is the house leader for this group. Okay, so moving over to Lorenz, who is actually not the right-hand man of Claude, despite being the second in the group of the list that we would find. Lorenz is someone that wants Charm and Reason. So 20 Charm, C and Reason, 16 C, 12 D+, 8 D+, 4 E+, or any. Charm could be a bit of an annoying thing to get, but if you want him, he doesn't seem all that difficult. You would have to go into a Reason is the only issue. Raphael! Makes a little bit of sense for what he is. He's a guy that wants both strength and heavy armor. 20 strength, C and heavy armor, 16 in C, 12 in D+, 8 in D+, 4 in E+, or any. Ignat wants dexterity and authority, so a 10 in a B, an 8 in a C+, a 6 in a C, a 4 in a D+, a 2 in a D, or any. Lycicia. She wants you to have a 15 in magic and a B in faith, down to a 12 in a C+, a 9 in a C, a 6 and a D+, a 3 in a... 3 in a D, or any. Marianne wants a 10 in magic and a C in riding, 8 in C, 6 in D+, 4 in D+, 2 in E+, any. Hilda is actually the right-hand man to Claude, but is actually recruitable. Although some things can change based around story progression and whatnot. But she seems a little bit difficult to get because she wants you to start off with a 30 in Charm and a C in Axes, going down to a 24 in a C, an 18 in a D+, a 12 in a D+, a 6 in an E+, or anything. She definitely seems like somebody that you would have to build up a lot of support to get. But again, because she can't show up throughout the entire thing, and based around certain decisions, I would possibly say maybe not going for Hilda unless, one, you know they can keep her, which, depending on how things go, you may not know that, especially if it's your first playthrough. And second off, if you're willing to be okay with the idea, like, oh, I might lose her for a little while to get her back later on. Last off for the Golden Deer is Leonie. She wants a 15 in Strength and a C in Lances, down to a 12 in a C, a 9 in a D+, a 6 in a D+, a 3 in an E+, or any. So that is all of the students that can be allowed to join us. There are technically more characters that will be able to join us later on, and I would definitely think about the characters that you want based around the previous, or 2 previous bonus episodes. I think it was the first bonus episode, where I talked about everybody's stats growth, and then comparing that to this one, where you see what you need to get people to see what people need if they want to be recruited. Because you might think, oh, this person seems great, but if I need to have a 30 in Charm, okay, maybe not. Or if you really, well, that would be the one thing. The other thing would be looking at, oh, this person wants Strength. I'm a swordsman, so that makes sense. Oh, and they also want swords? Perfect! I can just recruit them later online. But if you, say, want someone like Dorothea, who, if I can find her thing on my notes, wanted a 25 in Charm and a B and a 30, you might think, okay, maybe I'll get it to a B rank support, that way it's only costing me 10 and a D+. Or you might say, oh, I really want... Who was the one person? Oh, I really want Petra, because she doesn't seem to be too bad. It's just that she wants dexterity and horseback riding, so maybe I'll become an A-rank support with her, or focus on becoming an A-rank support with her, so that I can just get her to join without having to do any horseback or riding training at all. Honestly, it's up to you, and to be honest, you could be fine without having to recruit any of them. It's just going to be up to you whether or not you want to put in the effort of befriending them to lower their... Yeah, befriending them, getting support with them to lower their requirements, or try to be like, okay, well, this person really wants magic, so maybe I'll learn some faith and go down that route for a little bit, get them to join me, and then maybe go back to being a swordsman. Something I would possibly not recommend, because, if you try to be a jack of all trades, you might become a master of nothing. But that's going to be up for you to decide. And again, with classes that will be opened up to us, getting some of the lower ranks, like E+, D, and maybe like a C+, shouldn't be all that difficult, but it will be a bit time-consuming. But ultimately, at the end of the day, that's up to you to decide what we're going to do. Now, for other characters that we'll be able to recruit later on, I will talk about them, but probably not in a bonus episode like this. I will talk about them when the time comes, and, well, they are here. Such as, there are some characters that will be able to be recruited starting in Chapter 4, or Chapter 6, or so on and so forth. We'll deal with them when the time comes. But until then, that is going to be the end of this bonus episode. So, until next time, so long for a while, and have yourself a good one. Bye-bye.